Hey guys, what's up? Hey Frosty. Um, I'm actually not really making it a specific hero word right now, but it could work for Invoker, Warlock, and Keeper of the Light. So I think it could work for all three. I started, with the idea for it being for Keeper of the Light. Then I quickly thought it's like, the more people we can offer this to for the heroes, it's gonna work better. Storm Spirit items. Nobody's making Storm Spirit items right now because he's not available to make items for. So yeah, nobody can really jump on there and make some items. He might be going through some revisions or quality limit changes or something. So we're gonna have to wait till he gets updated on the website so people can work on him some more. Because I actually started a set for Storm Spirit, but then they took him off that page, so I'm gonna wait till he's back up. Alright, man. We'll be back up there soon. Then we'll start making more items. Yeah, so the idea is that the ribbon will animate, the book will animate, a little candle going on right there, and the will be animating as well. So on spawn animation, the book will open up and a bunch of pages will flip. Writing will start appearing on the book, if we can pull that off with a second texture. Then the eye will appear. So all that will happen really fast, you know, because it's the spawn animation. But it should look really, really cool. We're able to. And then on his death animation, have the book close. Well, anyways, the book will close down and the eye will get squished. And this part will go into the ground. And then the closed book, after it shuts down and the eye disappears, will just fall to the ground. It's gonna be pretty cool. Fun and death animation. It'll be great. And the Dota2 will be doing the animations with me. Making the ribbon that I curve position exactly where I wanted it. So once I did that, see how my mesh follows my curve that I created. Really nice way to wrap stuff around other geometry. I don't have to build it all the way. I just had a straight line of polygons, made this curve, attached it to the curve so it forms with the curve. So once I did that, I then froze it, made a duplicate for it, just kind of turning the edges so that you can see them from the top, from the game view. This one's where we're seeing the back faces, and there's no back facing stuff in Dota 2 in the engine. So that's what I'm doing right now, turning them around. Once we get a texture on there, you'll... I think I have some polygons left over, so I might make this let's get jaggedy. A bit more. Terribly bad. Got the polygons to spare. And not overdo it. How's the music sound, guys? Is it low enough? My voice loud enough so you can hear both? Another polygons to play with. Right now, I am at 1166. Just for the sake of do a quick wrap around here, run the leg, see how that looks, then we'll fix the edges. Towards the back. Turn here, we're gonna So what I've been keeping an eye on a lot is making sure that this top ribbon looks a little bit looser. Well, there's more gap between that and the start of the table and the book, so that it doesn't all get, you know, super busy and a little confusing from in-game view. And then as it gets towards the bottom, you start seeing like more of the red gets together, so it creates more of a base for it. And not too stacked on top of each other. I think we're getting a really good look right now. This is about, you know, the game. But the ribbon's not over fighting too much for your eye. Look on the actual eye. Hello, booked mate. Welcome to the stream. Got ZBrush because Blender kept crashing when you're up the multi-rest sculpt. Well, that's cool. ZBrush is definitely better for doing your high-res stuff. Are you liking it so far? You just opened it 30 seconds ago. Okay. Warlock wards. I don't know. What do you think? Just Warlock? I don't think I'm gonna put a name on whose ward it is. I think the idea is so that it works across, I think, at least 3 heroes. I guess most people are looking at the eye and kind of eyes. Hi. Hi. I'm sculpting right now, but if you're asking if I'm going to be sculpting the high-res stuff, maybe. I mean, not sure if we need a high-res sculpt sword. Maybe for like the wood pieces, some wood. But the book I can pretty much do in Photoshop with no plugins. This candle I already have done in Zebra. Something else that I did before. And I just be making really this stuff. Sure, I need. Yeah, I don't know, maybe. Some polys. Oh. Oh yeah, I see your candle there, man. Yeah, I mean, I think your candle's actually bigger than mine too. But yeah, you probably could have done maybe with less. Bring it into view here. Maybe less groups. Also, if this went all the way around, you have 1, 2, 3, maybe 7 of them. Maybe do 4 or 5 of them. That way you make them bigger. Maybe able to see like scale up those strips. I don't know. I mean, it still comes across as a candle, which is the important part, I guess. The candle I made already on the ZBrush, man. Coming right up. I think I merged it all together. So it's gonna be so small, so I made it really kind of jaggedy, almost get picked up. Some of the ambient occlusion on it. Yeah, I mean, pretty low poly, pretty straightforward. Not something super deep. More to get like, you know, some of the sharp lining and coloring. So this back strips a little bit. Back to our little ward. These curves are still kind of. A lot of jaggies there. Definitely a lot better. When we rotate it, we're getting something much smoother on this. Decide to animate it so that it's floating or moving up and down a little. It'll look pretty round and ribbony on the flow. Smoother motion. Won't create any jaggedy. There, one. I'm just gonna grab all the edges and unwrap this fairly easy. Stored our front page. Alright. Information. And here's our UV window. Front. Can't tell. That's under. Okay. But we have even less seams. Heal, heal, heal. Oh. Bottom. Here. Pages up. The ones on that are like the ups, the under page. Those that we actually decide. This guess we're gonna scale down because pretty much never ever see it. So some of these guys are too small. Extra them. I have 12 texture to work with here. The book is going to be pretty important. It'll take a lot of space on our use. The eye will be the important part. Can we scale it there? Same. The guy. him on the bottom because barely see. The only time we'll see that part of the book is when it closes the animations, and it's gonna be in motion. So we're not really gonna notice too. Back at more important ones. Always have left. Oh. Or select. Book. For some reason. Crap. Okay. Terrible. Oh. Ooh. Inside parts, I think, important. Gonna be more room. Have more texture space to go with. On the part of the book, we will see never. And the part that we do want to keep, like these squares here, we're gonna then match these the size of these squares with the other square. The resolution is on the. It's gonna be way bigger on the book because we'll never see them. Write down other stuff. Put it down here for now. Cool. Except when the book is gonna close animation. So sense. Part that I'm not gonna mirror. Around 3 polygon. Sometimes unfold out of the polys at the bottom there. Oh, that's the other thing. On the top of the cylinder. Oh, I'm actually gonna do that. So this piece, top view, gonna be perfectly not down the middle. Before I do that, it's the inside. Scale it down so it sides to the. I can go back here. Polygon. Very important. Polys. Or horizontal. Other half right. Do that. Oh, hold on. We gotta merge it, but right about it, right. Alright guys, I'm gonna stop right there. Gonna go eat some dinner. It was just a quick little stream on starting the UVs for this board. We'll continue the part maybe later tonight, maybe tomorrow. And we'll make sure we finish the whole thing and we create a whole video for it on how to unwrap this board. Alright guys, thanks for stopping by. We'll be back later. side. We're gonna add more cuts. Scrolling cuts. Alright, thanks Mello. Thanks for dropping by and following us, man. Good class tomorrow. We'll see you next time. You're welcome, Yuko. Thanks for coming by too. You followed twice? Okay, good. Something funny that there are no monkey, snakes, or hellhounds for couriers. There is one monkey, or it's more like an orangutan, I guess, but there is one, and he's got like a little flying upper pole thing. What is my profit when you get an item published? Any creator for any items that make it into the game are given 25% from the cut, and the 75% goes to Valve. So Valve opened up community service provider 5% out of Valve's cut that can go to a community set by the artist that submits the item. And Live Workshop is gonna be on that pretty soon, so will be great. Get a little bit of money coming back in from these free streams that we do for. If people select those, that is. Let's see. This is the bottom, which needs to be tiny. We might not even need it. If we decide to do the animation where the whole stool breaks off, you know, when the ward breaks away, then we don't want floating or see-through parts of the model, so I'll just leave it in there just in case for now. Set on the death animation, and if you want to break apart the whole table, that's an option. Alright, well, that's a lot better polygons on that. Not as clunky as before. Was it before? A new one. That's hard edges. There needs to be a mini Pudge career again. Alright, so select. Older peak. And our actually already UV. Apply that material to it. Start counting. The right side. Going into the. Oh. put it up here. Oh, in here. What program is this? This is Satomaj. Mike, this stream makes you want to play Dota, so bye. Shit. We just lost a viewer. That's what made him want to play Dota. Alright. Maybe he'll go in there and buy a punch set. Hey, actually, yeah, somebody told him to buy a punch set. Is he gone? Ah. Grab this part that we're supposed to be mirroring. Gonna duplicate it. Get the other one. Get back. This guy. The mirror. Oh crap, we forgot the side. Okay. This side. There, that's. Gonna merge those guys together. All the vertices. Give it our red color so we know that that's gonna be mirrored. And everything that's not red is not mirrored. Which actually is too much right. I think we can mirror more. I think we can mirror the front and the back for this. Yeah. Give more UV space for high fidelity textures. And delete that. Create this. No, I already have a shortcut that I created a script up here so I can mirror on the Z. Down. Because we had it cut up different UVs. And we're saving quite a bit of space. Before he took up this whole area and took room of this guy. Over and save him. Yeah. Very cool. Back of that piece mirrored. At the side of the table, top of the table, the bottom of the table. Both book I was gonna mirror, but need the top page to be unique. Both sides can probably be mirrored. I don't know. See, what you need to keep in mind is from the game view, what are you gonna be able to see at the same time? So for these pieces, for this book, we're always gonna see, whoops. We're always gonna see the top and the front, but the sides, not a lot, and they're pretty far away from each other. So this left side we can mirror, and then we keep the front unique. I'll go ahead and delete the side. Duplicate that of the Hello, Pinocchio. You used to model in Form Z. I should get into modeling for video games. Yes, you should. Why not? You love games, man. Go for it. How long did it take me to learn all this? I've been in the industry for about 14 years. So, to do it to the level I do it at has been 14, 15 years. But I started when I was about 19 years old, 18 to 19 years old, and I started, you know, in Milkshake 3D and 3D Studio Max back then, when I started modding for Half-Life 1. Well, that's how I got started. I should get another screen so I can do both at once like you? What do you mean, man? I already have 3 screens going here. I don't think I need another one. You guys just get to see one on my monitor right now. Actually, I have a dual setup that you can see here. But I'm actually just putting my UV screen on the first screen just so you guys start doing UV. I usually do them on the right side of my monitor. There. My left monitor over here. And then I have another monitor on the left, but I don't have that. I haven't set that up on the broadcast for you guys to watch. I actually have the broadcast info and the chat screen on that monitor so I can keep an eye on you guys and answer any questions. I'm using Softimage right now. Yeah, these 3 screens it's freaking fantastic, man. I agree, Zero. You don't know, man. Yeah, Penguin, get a second monitor, man. It's a huge help when you're modeling, so you can have your UV windows up or do, you know, more space for your Photoshop. Each time saver, not just space. Okay, where were we? Have everything. Oh, the eye. Well. Yeah. So, oh, I still have my dual monitors, don't I? Switch it back to the regular one. So this is the regular ward, which I actually had on here just for spacing reference. So that's just one of the words in the game right now. And our book's gonna be flipping pages on the animations, and the book's gonna open on spawn, and the eye will appear, you know, and I wanna try to get like little font appearing on the book, as if a spell was casted that made the eye appear. And then on death animations, the book will close, and the stool will go into the ground, and then the book will shot in the air and then fall to the ground. It'll be very, very unique. Hello, Trust. Hello, Hex. Any reason why I use Softimage for unwrapping over other programs like Maya or Max? Yeah, it's a better 3D program. I don't just use it for unwrapping, I use it for modeling my low poly and mid poly as well. As UVs and rendering and making materials. Great. Way better than Maya and Max. Right, so here's the texture that they Here's the texture for this wart that's in game right now. And they actually use really small texture space for the eye. This is just like basically a color. And then they have the specular map, do a little bit of a highlight on it in game. But yeah, I'm actually surprised at how little guy. Guess we should do something similar. But we have more parts on our model than that other ward. A little more complex, so we have a lot more to worry about. Especially with the book flipping pages and, you know, trying to do that thing of like the appearing font. So one way to do the appearing font is have the page kind of like, well, we have to put it like, we need to set it about an angle, very slight angle, and then we really slowly animate it so that it starts moving up. As it does that, it will give the impression that the font is being written down order, or that the spell is being casted on it. If we pull it off right. Because I'm not sure we can use multiple textures to reveal a mask for the font to come through. That's something we'll have to figure out if we can do or not. The blue ward is already in the Dota2 store, yeah. Been in there for a while. Alright, so... Alright, the mirroring for the... This bit. We're gonna keep this side, and the top we're gonna keep mirrored. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna catch this. Oh, I gotta bring it back. I made a pair? Or what? I'm using less pixel density in the stand because of the viewing angle in game. Absolutely correct, man. And I'm still gonna resize a lot of things on here. Like stand is probably still too high res. And yeah, as things go towards the bottom, I don't want them to be as detailed. We want to use most of them on the book, the ribbon. The candle doesn't too little to really. Maybe the eye we make high res then. We'll put a little more extra detail on the iris. Page. Oh, our book is still third. And I'm if we should. Bit unique. So for now. Start to begin. Save our work as game, just goes bad. Oh. Pick a new layer, call it our mirrored things we're gonna put on there, so stop selecting them. It's a lot easier to select the stuff. See on our UV window. All those bits go mirrored. Unselectable. See, every time I select, I'm just selecting everything else but. And when I do that, it's the only stuff that. Oh, pixel densities. Going by the book page alone, it takes up a quarter of our 512 texture. Over here in Photoshop, we barely have anything for the forwarding name. It's a more simple model. So, have to get tricky with so far UV space. Why do I prefer this over Maya? It's many reasons. It has better modeling tools. You know, you don't need any plugins to have everything work. Maya requires a lot of plugins for you to do the things that Softimage can do right off the bat. The soft smoothing tools are like automatic. Your verts are always on top of your mesh. For the biting stuff to your mid-poly thing. I can go into a lot of examples, like the curve extrusion following through, like I did with. This is a curve I created through the ribbon. and then I had like a straight line of polygon meshes, and I just set up my curve, which I can continue to edit, and my mesh will continue to follow it. So it allowed me to kind of like wrap the ribbon around my mesh fairly easy. I can still even edit it, you know, after I did the mesh, or after I applied the mesh. It continues to follow. And you can actually you can extrude, you know, with this same kind of design. So if you want to make a horn that wraps around, you know, curled up, you don't have to actually keep extruding, and moving vertices for vertices. You just make a quick little curve, you extract by it, and you can even control how many edge loops there are and how smooth you want it, depending on your poly count, your limits. Another great thing, Softimage. When you're working with, there we go. When you're working with vertices, edges, polygons, and you right-click your polygons, you right-click, you get all the options you can do just for your polygons. When you are working with the edges and right-click, you get only the options you can do with the edges. So you don't have to go diving through like 3, 4, 5 different menus to get something you want to do. You know, Maya makes you jump through a lot of hoops. Max is just, their menus are all over the place. But Maya is really bad about that stuff. The workflow for Softimage way faster, and everything is in better place. Even if you're not used to it. Maya, you're always gonna, Maya's got things placed exactly where you want them, but they have a pretty crappy layout system for everything. Yeah, and like I said, you know, there's a lot of plugins that you need for Maya, like for ray casting and everything, that Softimage just works with. You know? Just ray cast on all your selections fairly great. And renderings, it's really amazing. It captures and you render thing. I mean, this is a crappy little thing because I haven't set up any lights. I do all my renders Softimage with Mental Ray. Pretty good tool. Yeah, I know that Maya, you can do a lot of those things in Maya. They just have a crappier way of doing it. And a lot of the stuff, like the curve stuff that I mentioned, Maya can do that as powerful as Softimage. They lose out on a few things here and there. And overall, like if you end up like selecting something else in Maya and you undo, your selection is gone. You know, it never remembers your selection. I can't believe they haven't changed that yet. It baffles me. It takes forever to change little things. It's so freaking frustrating. Like back face culling, you always have to set up the back face call on all your new models. Oh god. Yeah, I mean, I used Maya, you know, like for years at Lucasfilm. But even then, I would still use Softimage, develop on it, and then transfer it over to Maya to hand off to my riggers and our animators. Just a more powerful tool. For me, at least. It has preference. Okay. Where were we? Select the whole mesh. And we're talking about spacing. Table. We don't need a lot of room for a table. It's gonna be really like wood, maybe cracks here. I don't want to spend a lot of UVs. This back bit of our table holder thing is taking up quite a bit of space. Not optimal. Our part of it is part here. And what I initially wanted to do is have some wax that dripped from the candle onto part of this bit here. But having this holder piece make a lot of sense. Have some little drops of wax on there. I don't even know if you're gonna really see that much. Well, if I want to have wax strips on there, I'll just make them with polygons. I think I'm gonna get rid of it. It's too much space. I justify using that. Hence you have to buy the bullet. there. It won't be selectable. Select everything out. Left, I guess. Pinwin. Yeah, I know that every like 2013, 2014, they always see that's the problem with Maya. They're always playing catch up, you know, but they're never quite at the height of other 3D modeling programs. They're always just adding some of the things that were terrible and they should have had like 3 years ago. So they're always playing catch up. They're just not as powerful. One thing that they are better at is their animation. Windows and full animation program, more advanced programs. Definitely have to give the props on that section. All animators love for it. But rendering wise and modeling wise, mid poly stuff, no way. Doesn't compare. And their self-selection tool. Alright. This is our book. Probably mirror cover of the clever C. Okay. Just looking at the density of the other models that forwards before and how much texture they use. I think our book pages might be using a little too much. I don't know. I'm thinking we might have to mirror it if we want to have those pages coming through the bottom as well. Oh, is my microphone still cutting out? I thought it was all better now. I am using constant talk. The problem you're probably experiencing is that I have a noise gate on so that my music and other sounds in the room don't get picked up and only my voice gets picked up. Let me see if fix it up at all. Hopefully it's a little better now. Okay. Thanks. Right now I'm just squeezing some parts of the mesh that you'll rarely see, like the underside and the inside. More room for the rest of our mesh. resolution. Page. I think our books take a lot of. I'm gonna have to. Candles. To them up. Book stop. Tables take a lot of space. Pages. Hey guys, welcome to this. We're working on a ward right now. Well, it could be for Invoker or Warlord or for the Light. I think it'll work for all three. Mic should be a little bit better now, guys. I moved it a little bit closer. There we go. Kind of hard to position the mic with 3 monitors here. And not block my screen at the same, or one of the screens at the same time. See how much room we created for. Book and pages. Almost fit 3 pages on there now. And I don't know. I don't think we should be mirroring both. One for the font looking kind of weird. But we'll also have like one of these pages kind of, you know, animate and make it look like a lot of pages are flipping like crazy by magic. We spawn the ward. Once we texture and do all the really nice stuff, right? Hello, Thomas. No, the rebroadcast was on earlier in the day. Right now, we are live. See how much density we can play with here. I'll be happy if I fit pages on top row here. And then I'll know for sure we'll be able to do all these other things. Problems. Just finding for those up. But if we like, what I like to do is kind of like place the bigger things, that the most important things on there first. For these other guys, you know, there's like little rectangles or little things like this little bookmark. I can just keep that in the corner there of the UV space. Then grab the other things. They'll fit a hole. I think we're almost there. Grab this guy. Put this guy here, and then kind of like grab these guys and create them, and kind of like there. You know, seeing the overlaps and making sure that there's other places, you know, for them. I think we can argue that we're in a pretty safe size for all these UVs. Well, that's usually how I approach my UV space. And I always scale it up a little bit more than I probably think that I should. And then I give myself a harder time trying to fit them in. But it always gives me way more resolution space for my textures. They end up looking better than a lot of other models out there, because of my resolution space was thought out and really polished in the UV stage, which a lot of people like to skip or rush through. I'm really picky about my UVs. That's because they're really important. There's a little bit here, I'm gonna detach it. I'll have another seam to deal with, but it's more important that I fit it in there. Then I'll figure out where to put that later on. But, you know, the fact that I was able to put that in there is great. Little triangles over here are all these little unique pieces that I cut out for the pages, but the book looks a little more used, worn, gives it some kind of depth instead of just a few. You also get these little cuts, makes it look a little higher poly. Work really nice. Kid Vic, you prefer Maya yourself, but you've never heard of XSI. Yeah, check it out. You can download it and try it for 30 days, you know, it's always worth it. I know it's super hard to change tours once you know one of them, but if it's for the better, it's always worth a look. Now we're just gonna rotate these guys and kind of like make a puzzle out of it. Figure out the best way to fit them together. I'll just prepare for it, pretty much. Place it somewhere later on, but we know that it's gonna be tucked in. So this is the book. This is the sides of the book and the back side of the book, which we'll only see on the death animation of the ward. And it's important because, well, I mean, it's not very important, but on the close animation, you'll see it a little bit when the book falls flat on the ground after it closes and squishes the eye, which I think is going to look really cool. So I think it comes down to how much space we have at the end and how much UV space we're willing to sacrifice to have like a cool little cover for the book, or, you know, just for the death animation. It's a cool little extra, but not as super huge important. Important part of our model. Let's see. A weird space over here. Yeah, that's right. Autodesk owns all the main modeling packages now. Not counting the high-end, you know, like the super high poly stuff like ZBrush, who's Pixelogic, and others. But yeah, I mean, Autodesk owns them, and if you're a student, you can get them for way cheaper, or maybe even for free if you talk to your teacher, your faculty. So yeah, check it out for sure. It might be something you really enjoy. If not, it'll just be something that you can learn at the same time, and it'll make you a more attractive artist for a company you might want to work for in the future. Chris. Table. I think the tabletop here, it's using too much space. Excuse me, so I'm gonna shrink it a little bit. We'll barely even see it ever, so yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and shrink. Here, just move the whole bit up. Exactly what. You have a little room to play with. Up. Gonna do it from. Go. You thought it was a warlock staff? Not quite applying the texture. I'm setting up the UV space for it so that I can texture it after that. Or after I do the high details, you know, ZBrush, if I end up going with ZBrush, which probably just get away with just doing Photoshop texture for it. But we'll see. Mason, yeah, that's we're definitely gonna try and get fire as an effect coming out of the eye, because it's gonna be like a spell, you know, that the book casted to make the eye appear. So it'll be red fire and a red eye for this regular ward, and for the sentry ward it's gonna be a blue eye and blue fire effect on it. And also we want a little candle to be in a little tiny effect as well, so hopefully we can get we'll get Valve to add those things in for us if they like the word. You like my work, but I'm slow at mapping. It's not that I'm slow, I'm being super careful. I want my resolution to be as high as possible. If I'm able to do that, then my pictures are gonna look way better than other people's texture. Just because there'll be higher resolution, have more space. So I make a really tight UV map and very little wasted space. More important than people think it is. A lot of people rush through it with a lot of wasted space, really low res stuff. As I'm looking at this, I'm trying to I'm thinking of the textures and how I'm gonna paint it at the same time, and also how I want to do the appearing font to appear, and whether I need another one of these pages to be down here somewhere and reuse that space for a fourth page. Because I'm thinking ahead. You see, if I have, you know, the book with this page already hidden, because it's gonna be like a flipping page to make it look like, you know, when we open the book we have like a crazy kind of like magic, you know, flipping the book to the correct page where the spell's gonna happen. So that page is gone, and then we have the secondary page that will come through slowly, which will make it appear like the font is actually being written in real time. Then I'm gonna need 4 pages. As I'm moving this stuff around, it's like, okay, well, can I fit a 4th page on this UV? And we'll want to leave another strip down here to make part of this ribbon, instead of mirroring over and over and over and over, make another bit so that half of it is darker towards the bottom, which is something that's really important in Dota. It's having a bit of a gradient, you know, go from dark to light towards the top because of the nature of the game view. So I'm thinking about all those things while I'm spinning my model around and looking at this sheet. I'm not just taking my time or being slow, thinking ahead. if we can do another page. Top of the table. We're not gonna use the inside of it at all because of the candle is on top of it. So we have another circle texture somewhere, and the size of this a little bit. But say in the bottom of it, one clever use. If we need this other space for. I think I like what this candle said. Better mileage for it somewhere. Hey Riven Shader, don't be upset that you're a League player. You're welcome here, man. You not only do Dota2 stuff, we do art all together. We're gonna be doing some Team Fortress stuff in the future as well. But we'll also be doing illustrations, concept art, not just regular sculpts, you know, for high fidelity things in the future. So yeah, I mean, not just for art. It just happens to be what we're doing at the moment. But we're glad you're here, man. Thanks for joining.